One other issue that I want you to talk about is corruption within the EFCC. How far have you gone with your task of sanitizing the agency itself?
Thank you very much for that question. One of the major issues I took on my assumption of office is the issue of internal cleansing. I didn't hide it. The first 3 months after my assumption of office, I wrote a letter, as it were, an intranet to all my staff. That was where the issue of people saying that I said that my staffs are corrupt. That's where the issue came on. I wrote a friendly letter to all my staff, and I made them understand the need for us to have integrity. And between me and you, sir, you can't do this work when your hands are soiled. Yes. When you have integrity, you won't have the confidence to work. Because you can't look at the person that you have collected bribe from or money from in the eyes and say, I want to interrogate you. And you will do the work dispassionately. And so I said, look, it is important for us. This issue of lack of transparency, issue of corruption, we need to nip it in the bud. And we are going to work on it. And I will make sure that people we make them scapegoats. And so I warned them. That was like a warning. Warned them before I acted. And so we started. The first thing we did was to establish some processes that will help us expose people like that. We came up with what we call gift and hospitality policy. It was never in the system. Because you can't hold somebody responsible for something that you have not created policy or regulation to checkmate. So if somebody, for example, says, I'm burying my father, and my elder brother comes around from abroad and he gave me 50 million, and you see him displaying the money, not by spraying anyway, I will still address that. Maybe he does something that is beyond his legitimate means of livelihood. Yes, we ask questions, but he can defend himself. You can say, my friends contributed money, people I know contributed money. You can't stop that. So what we have done now, in order to strengthen our position, we say, look, there is a limit to what you can get from people. Even if it's a legitimate gift, by virtue of the work we do, there is a limit to what you can collect. And even when you collect it, there is a process to follow. There is a register we have opened, put it there, so that when issues come up, we can defend you. So that's what we have done with that. We also carried out, we also told them, look, declare your assets. That was the first thing I did when I got to office. And we carry a check on that, so that for everybody. Because if you have to do this work, it's like coming to equity. Your hands must be clean. So having done that, we set up our disciplinary panel. Those who have had pending cases that have not been attended to, allegations of corruption and all that, we dealt with all that. And the new cases we discovered, we also put them on board. And so that was what led to my dismissal of 27 of my staff last year. Nobody forced us to do that. But being an insider, I know that you cannot do this work when your hands are soiled. As I'm talking to you, just a couple of hours before you came in, I've already approved the dismissal of an additional number of people, which I'm not going to disclose now until we release the memo to the relevant department. There's a level of sanity in the system now. People, the awareness is there that when you do wrong, it will be met with sanctions. And so far, we've been able to apply reasonable punishment and sanctions to wrongdoing. And not only people who are corrupt, even people who are overzealous in the course of operations. Thank you very much.